What's going on, guys? This is Dynasty 3890 here. Welcome to an MLB 19 The Show roster prediction video for this upcoming Friday, May 3rd. Now, I reached out to you guys on Twitter and asked you, what players do you think could get an upgrade or a downgrade this week in Diamond Dynasty? I said include one name per tweet, and your response may be included in this video. 66 of you guys responded, so shout out to all of you. And if you want to be in future videos like this one, we do these every other week when the roster prediction or roster updates come out and we do a prediction. Just follow me on Twitter. There's a link to that down in the description below. I'm closing in on 3,000 Twitter followers, so if you guys want to be number 3,000, just go follow me there. But yeah, you guys gave some great answers, and including there's a guy who has had quietly the best month of April that you guys didn't even mention. I'm going to get to him in a moment. Now, if you guys do enjoy these videos and you want to see more, drop a like on the video and subscribe if you are new for more daily MLB 19 The Show videos. But let's get into the predictions, guys, and see who's going to get upgraded or downgraded this week. First up here, we have someone from my favorite team, Boston Red Sox, and it's Jackie Bradley Jr. Now, he is currently a silver. Now, this card doesn't make much sense to me. Now, in real life, he's terrible. I'm going to get to that first. So, he's hitting a .55 this year, an on-base percentage of .234. He's slugging a .90. 190 is his slugging. I'd say bring down contact and power for both righties and lefties for him. Make him a 74. Now, one thing I don't understand, he won the Gold Glove last year in center field. Now, he's got a great arm with a 95 arm strength, but he has 75 fielding and only 76 reaction. He is a diamond fielder, but I don't understand how his fielding is that low. That just doesn't make any sense to me. I think they should raise that maybe, even though he has been a little worse this year to start off the year than he was last year, but that's still way too low. But he's such a terrible hitter. He has to be a bronze card. So I'm going to say a 74, just a -2, but he's been literally one of the worst hitters in baseball this year. Next up here, we have Luke Voit from the New York Yankees. A bunch of you guys reached out to me on Twitter and said you should get upgraded, including Chaos Onion, who said Luke Voit. Now, Luke Voit this year has been really good. Not amazing, but really good. He has a 283 on base, a 397 slugging, a 538, or 397 on base, 538 slugging percentage. He has 8 home runs. So I think they should definitely give him an upgrade in power. Now, his fielding is terrible, but he's at first base, so that's not the worst thing. But I don't think he'll go high in overall and going up. I'm only going to do a +1. One thing that he has done this year is walked a lot. I mean, he has a 397 on base with a 283 average. So, I mean, they could maybe upgrade power and discipline. And if they do both, then I could see him getting maybe a +2 or a +3. I'm not sure if they'll do both. So I'm going to be very conservative and just give him a +1. But if that's the case, he becomes a silver. So keep that in mind. Could he go gold by the end of the year? He could. The fielding may always hurt him, but I mean, he's got big-time power, and if he continues to hit home runs throughout the year, he could definitely go gold. But for now, I'm going to be conservative and just a +1. So next up here is Marcus Stroman. Now, none of you guys on Twitter mentioned him. I'm giving him a +3 to a 77. This year, he has a 1.43 ERA. He has a 1.09 WHIP. His batting average against is a $1.97, a $1.97. People aren't hitting against him. He has 36 strikeouts in 37 innings pitched. He's striking guys out. Not a crazy high rate, but a very good rate. I think they definitely should increase his hits per 9 and his Ks per 9. I could see his hits per 9 being in like the low 70s. You do that, he's a 77. That's what I'm going to go with. I've always thought this guy has great talent. I mean, he's a small guy. He's 5'7", a $180. He's never going to be like a guy who's super durable, I feel like. But he has a good stamina, 68 durability, but I always thought he had all the pitches to be really, really good, and it looks like this year he's starting to put it together. So I'm making him a 77. Maybe a guy to go gold if he continues to pitch well the rest of the year, kind of like Blake Snell did last year. Keep an eye on that. But yeah, Stroman's off to an amazing start to the season. We have Tim Anderson from the White Sox, and at Newt Gaming said, Tim Anderson needs a stealing upgrade, and he makes a very good point. Tim Anderson this year has been amazing. You could argue he's been the American League MVP to start the year. He's in 375. His on-base is 394. He is not walking. 31 discipline might even be high, but he is not a guy who's going to walk, but he's going to hit. He's a 615 slugging percentage. He has 6 home runs in the year, and he has 10 stolen bases. So that's where you could say the speed of stealing increase. I could rationalize that. Now, as you see, his contact versus left is a lot higher than his contact versus right. So I look what he's hitting against right-handed pitching. He's hitting 397 versus right-handed pitching. So I want to give him an upgrade in both contact and power, especially contact versus right. You don't really need to change anything contact versus left, and maybe a slight upgrade in speed. I'm going a +2 Now, as you can see, with an inside edge of 5 stars, he's a +3. That's 18 power and 18 contact versus right. That's a lot. So I was thinking a +3 initially, but when I saw that, it kind of scared me off going from a +3. I'm going a +2 to make him a 77. Like I said, though, I mean, he has all the talent in the world, and he's really starting to put it together this year, and he's fun to watch. The bat flips are awesome. So, yeah, Tim Anderson, a +2 to a 77. Here we have Matt Chapman from the Oakland Athletics, and at Not My Cousin, Mike said Matt Chapman to Diamond. Now, he's currently an 83 overall. And here's the thing with Matt Chapman. He is probably the best defensive player in baseball. Last year, he won the Platinum Glove for being the best defensive player in all of baseball. He won the Gold Glove for third base in the American League. He's amazing. He is just a vacuum cleaner over there at third. And this year, he's really starting to hit for some power. He has 8 home runs on the year. He's hitting .292 with a .394 on base and a .585 slugging percentage. Now, will he go diamond this week? My prediction is no. I think he will go diamond by the end of the year, but I always feel like they're always a little bit more conservative to begin the year, and then they'll, throughout the year, if he continues to play well, they'll upgrade him to a diamond. The thing that helps him, though, with that amazing fielding, it doesn't take much for him to go up. Like, you look at his hitting attributes, and you're like, those aren't that good, and he's an 83. But it's because he has 99 fielding, 89 arm, 82 arm accuracy, 95 reaction. So I'm going to say just a +1 to an 84. If he went diamond, I have no problem with it. I actually think he should go diamond. I just don't expect them to make him go and become a diamond. But it doesn't take that much because he's a 5-star player today. He gets a +3 to an 86, but it's only +11 contact and power versus rate. That's only 22 attribute points that go up, and he's an 86. So most likely he only needs to get like 12 to become a diamond. So if they just, I don't know, maybe they just increase power a little bit, like +5 each, and then he is just short of being diamond. I could see that happening. But definitely invest in him if you haven't already. A guy who is one of the best players in baseball that no one really knows about. Next up, we have Nick Markakis from the Braves, and at Quashtag Gaming, you guys know Quash, he's a Sony partner, said, Nick Markakis to gold. And I agree with him. Nick Markakis had a great start to last year. He kind of slowed down the second half. He finished just under average for the year of 300, like a 297. This year, he's off to another hot start. Now, he's not hitting for much power. He only has 2 home runs. He's hitting 330 for the year, though. Also has a 402 on base. I would just give him a tiny, slight increase in contact, like to a 90, maybe versus right, and like a 90 versus left. You do that, that makes him an 80. He should be a gold card. I was surprised he wasn't to begin the year. Now, he's not the best defensive player, but he has great vision, discipline, clutch, and the durability. Like, you add all that together, I thought he should be a gold card. So I'm just giving him a very slight upgrade, but I agree with Quash. Like, he should have been a gold to begin the year. He's off to a great start. 330 average is great. So let's make Nick Markakis a gold card. We have Joey Votto, and we were just talking about Matt Chapman's a player you haven't heard of. The guy that everyone talked about you haven't heard of for the longest time was Joey Votto. Now, everyone knows about Joey Votto. He's amazing, except for this year. At GYMF Sherlock said Joey Votto downgraded to gold. So I didn't even know how he was performing this year until I looked it up after he mentioned him. Now, I saw that he did pop up to first base for the first time in his career or something like that, like a week or two ago, which, as a 35-year-old player who's been playing forever, the fact that it's like the first time he's ever popped up to first base doesn't, like, my brain doesn't understand that. It just doesn't make any sense. But anyway, this year he's in 233. That's terrible. 343 on base. He's still walking. 109 discipline. He has amazing discipline, so he can always draw walks, and he's still walking at a very high clip. A 400 on base percent, 400 slugging percentage, which isn't good. Now, as you can see, he has 95 contact versus right and 80 versus left. So I looked at what he's hitting for right-handed pitching, left-handed pitching. Versus right-handed pitching, he's hitting 253. That's not good. Then 95 is too high. And I looked at what he's hitting against left-handed pitching. 091. Now, it's only like 11 at-bats, and he has or 12 at-bats, he has like 1 hit. I think he should get a decrease in contact, not a big one, maybe like 7 or 8 versus right and like 3 or 4 versus left. You do that, though, he becomes a gold card, an 84. So that's what I think will happen to Joey Votto, which if you guys are going to do the Reds collection, maybe, and you're close to doing it, unless you are just waiting to buy Votto, wait a week. He may go down and become a gold card, become a lot cheaper, more common to be pulled. And there you go. You can get that Reds collection done a little easier. So if you really need to do that collection and you don't have Votto, wait a minute or two. You might be able to get it done a lot cheaper. Now here we have Andrew Miller from the Cardinals. Now at M. Mengs, Matt, Matt, I might got your name wrong if I did. Apologies. You mentioned several players. Miller, Paxton, Bauer, Anderson, Chapman, Turner. We are just looking at, you mentioned a couple that I agree with, but we're just going to look at Andrew Miller. And you said to an 84. And I agree. Andrew Miller this year has not been that great. Now, his last year in Cleveland wasn't the best. This year, his ERA is approaching 6. It's at 5.91. A 188 whip, which is awful. And his batting average against is 262, excuse me. Still awful, especially for a reliever. Usually relievers have more extreme stats, like a lower whip, a lower ERA, and better average against because they're only going against a couple hitters. You got to bring down his hits per 9. It can't be at 98. I'd put that in the maybe upper 80s, low 90s. But you do that, he becomes a gold card. So kind of like I just mentioned with the Reds collection, if a diamond becomes a gold, it becomes more common in packs. People sell them, become cheaper. Now, I know the Cardinals also have Goldschmidt, so he's not the only diamond for the collection. But if you're waiting to buy Miller for the collection purposes, maybe wait to the weekend. You might be able to get a better deal on him because I definitely think he'll go down to a gold card, at least to an 84. It's not all bad for the St. Louis, so they're off to a great start this year. And one of the reasons is Paul DeJong. And at Bailey Reed said Paul DeJong. He didn't say anything else about it, but I looked into it. He's been doing great this year. He's in 342, a 400 on base, a 605 slugging percentage. He has 5 home runs, which would put him on pace for 29, which would be a career high. His previous career high is 25. Now, he's not the best fielder at short. Not bad. 77 fielding's good, so that's not going to hurt him. His speed's not going to hurt him. But he's always been a beast, at least in franchise for me. And I always liked his cards in Diamond Dynasty, too. I think he should finally be a gold. As you can see, today with a 5-star inside edge, he becomes a gold card because he gets a plus 11 contact and power. That's 22 attributes. Basically, just add plus 5 to all contact and power. There you go. He's a gold. I would do that. He's having an amazing year so far. I mean, 342 average at short. I mean, how many shortstops hit that with almost 30 home runs? That's Paul DeJong. Now, his durability hurts him. His discipline, vision hurt him, so that may hurt him becoming a gold. So maybe they're just bring him up to a 79. But I think he should be a gold card. So there you go. Paul DeJong in 80 overall. And lastly, we have Cody Bellinger. Now, before I go any further, if you guys think I missed anyone, meet me in the comments down below. Obviously, I'm only doing 10 players per week, every other week, so I'm not going to get to everyone. I'm trying to get the bigger ones. But if you think I missed anyone, I'd love to hear it in the comments down below. But we got at Sam Cohen 310 said Cody Bellinger. A lot of you guys said Cody. He was like the first guy to mention it. Yelich has had a great start of the season. Bellinger's had a better. And it's crazy because Yelich has been amazing. But this year, Bellinger's in 434, a 508 on base, a 906 slugging percentage. He's basically Barry Bonds right now. Now, he did get an upgrade last week, but he should get another, 2 weeks ago. He should get another one. 14 home runs this year. That's absurd. And I want to see how he's doing against left-handed pitching. As you can see, his splits are pretty extreme, especially for power. That's a 15 power difference. Against left-handed pitching this year, he's hitting 343. That's not bad. He's hitting 434 for the year. That's almost 100 points less. But it's still a 340, so I think they should definitely bring contact up. Maybe do like a 70? If you want to go higher, go nuts. He's slugging 743 versus left-handed pitching. Put that in perspective, Chapman for the year is slugging 585. You mentioned him. Luke Voit for the year is slugging 538. Bellinger versus left-hand pitching, when he only has 75 power, is slugging 743. Increase that a bunch. I'm giving him a plus 2 to an 86, kind of like what his inside edge rating gives him today. And I would say maybe add contact versus left plus 5 and then power versus left plus 15. Make his power the same, 90 for both. Make his contact versus left about 70. Boom, there's 20 points, 86 overall. You got yourself a new diamond. Now, he's super expensive right now. Looking at the market, he's going for 16, 17, 15,000 stubs. Would I say invest in him right now? No, because he's so expensive. But if you pull him, I would not recommend selling him. But that's it for today's video, guys. I hope you did enjoy it. Please drop a like if you did. Subscribe if you're new. I'll talk to you all later. Take it easy. Peace.